intricate passer, so this should really be one of the more entertaining games of the quarters.
Megabit looks to overwhelm you, and with that being said, nraseck will play against his opposition, not necessarily playing just FIFA. And what I mean by that is that he takes a lot of notes, he does a lot of research, and I've seen him bring specific tactics and specific formations and specific styles to different types of opponents. You mentioned that he beat Tex. In that matchup, I was there, and I'd never seen Tex get beat like that, and nraseck had really activated the wing play and some of the crossing, and he was just taking Tex out of his normal gameplay. And we were seeing things a little bit differently. But then after that, he went back to playing more of the normal nraseck style. So it was catered towards Tex in that matchup. And that's something that we've seen from nraseck throughout past tournaments.
So how did they get there? nraseck beat Bene, who plays for the Wolfsburg Academy esports team, and Megabit beat Extra. And here they are, Megabit in the white, Rogue and nraseck in the red. It is an all-German affair here in the quarters. The winner goes on to face either Tex or Felipe. And we have the first chance here for Ronaldo, and it's a save by Schmeichel. Goalkeeper being used.
We rarely ever see that. I think this is the first time I've seen this in the tournament. Schmeichel coming into play. Maybe nraseck knows something we don't know. I told you with goalkeepers, it's about being able to move the goalkeeper and also comfort. Is he going to make the right saves at the right times? Can you count on him? Or at least do you feel that you can count on him?
Well, here is Megabit with that aggressive style already, making his way to the final third. CR7 to Neymar, trying to find a little room to charge up that low driven, but it was snuffed out by the defense of Rogue and nraseck, who's using Lala of Ligue 1 at right back. Normally we have seen Sergio Ramos, and today we are seeing Lala. I believe that's the first time we have covered a team here on the main event using Lala in that position.
And I absolutely love Lala in FIFA this year. Very fast, has multiple upgrade cards. He jumps well, he's 5'10". Attacking, he's never going to be a liability. He can create a lot of good offense for you. I'm a big fan of that card.
And here he is once again right down the middle. That ball seemed to take a deflection. It was CR7 and absolutely did. And it just was ushered wide because of the deflection. The corner taken short, Neymar. And Mbappe there wins it back. CR7 now the other way for Rogue and nraseck. Here's Hullet, one of the mainstays throughout the tournament, who can do absolutely everything in that box-to-box role. And Lala venturing forward. That's what he can give you over Ramos, those overlapping runs. Messi now trying to get that far post cross, but it's Hullet winning the header and getting it far away from the box. And Vieira being able to intercept that messy pass that was intended for Neymar. Back to Hullet now. Vieira and Hullet playing a game of 1-2.
You're rarely gonna commentate or say that Ruud Hullet is losing some sort of aerial pursuit.
And there it is, a first time a volley from Messi on his left foot, but it's way over the crossbar. The first warning shot fired from Rogue and nraseck.
And setting up volleys is part of the new meta as well. Not that it wasn't effective in the pre-patch, but you will see a lot of players specifically try to set up volleys or even volley finesse shots.
nraseck now in possession, a little bit more composed and just waiting for that run to materialize. He was trying to just pick out Messi there, but Marcelo was first to it. Speaking of the new meta, who do you think is favored now from the playstyle that we have seen so far, the FUT 19 Champions Cup here in Atlanta?
I really like Megabit's gameplay for the new patch. I just feel like that it's suited very well in terms of his build-up and the finishing and looking for the extra pass at all times.
And there is the extra pass, and here's the cross to the back post, but Schmeichel collects it. Megabit considered one of the more dedicated players that you will find. He looks to play fast and score goals in bunches. That's why he's picked up that very aggressive reputation. Both these players representing Germany. That's become a powerhouse in developing really good FIFA players.
I would say that Germany is the #1 nation in terms of FIFA talent, top to bottom. It's not that there's not players that are better, like individuals, but in terms of the quantity of players that you get from Germany. I mean, the top 50 Germans you're going to see at events.
Yeah, not only that, but the football teams also have great academies, and they also have great esports academies. You see almost all the German players are signed up with a Bundesliga or Bundesliga 2 side, but it is Megabit in possession, through ball over the top to Marcelo and Sergio Ramos. There he is in a center back role for nraseck, winning the ball back. Hullet now to Mbappe, quick passing, lovely interplay here from nraseck. Neymar Has CR7, and he has Mbappe space to shoot. De Gea got a touch onto it, but it wasn't enough to push it wide of the post, and it's an offside. A breath of relief here from Megabit, as nraseck thought that he had the opening goal.
Megabit thought he had conceded as well. He thought he was unlucky there with the poor parry from De Gea.
Tell you what, that is not something you often see from De Gea, whether it's in real life or in FIFA. Getting a touch onto it, and it still goes in. Trying that through ball once again. nraseck really seems to want the pace of Messi to do work on that right side.
And speaking of pace, the key to victory for both these guys is who's going to control the pace of the game. If Megabit has it his way, he's going to play fast, tiki-taka, a lot of that fast passing, the overlapping runs, all of the above. You got the pressure play. And on the other side, nraseck would love to slow down the game. He likes to play through the wings, and he feels confident in being able to control matches and see games out.
And every time Megabit goes forward, you can kind of feel the suspense. He really does play fast and furious, quick touches, quick exchanges, always seems to be one step ahead mentally. nraseck now finding his way into the final third as Vieira and Hullet approach, the two holding midfielders who work in a tandem. Mendy.
Another player you don't see used that often, but that Mendy card, crazy
Future
upgrade.
card.
Yeah, it's the future card where he has a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, extremely athletic, 5'10". Actually, the left-footed version of Lala. So if you like Lala, you're also like Mendy.
So we keep talking about players that fit the meta, but then you see some of the top players using different ones. So is this really the meta, or is there not the same meta we thought there were? But hold on, Megabit's inside the box, and that's the opening goal. It's CR7 with the Megabit with the first goal over his compatriot Rogue and nraseck to make it 1-0. There's the fast and furious play style.
That build-up play was something beautiful, man. He gets to the right position, quick turn, unloads, nothing Schmeichel can do in the back of the net. And the reason that nraseck is using different fullbacks than what we've been seeing is because he wants to whip in crosses. And in order to whip in those crosses, he needs better offensive fullbacks. So he actually has a plan with the meta, with those fullbacks, but that's why they're a little bit different than what we've been seeing. He's basically sacrificing defense, and he's going for more offensive fullbacks to deliver those balls.
And that's a good point. I mean, with Sergio Ramos, he does great work defensively. He's tall, so he wins those aerial battles, but you're not going to see him putting in too many crosses as Megabit wins the ball back in his own defensive half. Now looking to get forward through Neymar. Out wide to Messi, the give and go. Messi continued his run, and Varane shifted across to intercept that ball. Back to Rogue and nraseck.
And when you're at this level, we're dealing with the number 3 and the number 6 best players in the Xbox. Nothing in their squads is random. They always have a plan. If you see a player that seems like he's out of place, there's a reason that he's included him there.
Look at the Schuss and the Schuss aufs Tor. 4 out of 4 were inside the pipes for Megabit, and no shots on target for nraseck, who's having a tough time breaking down the third-ranked player in Xbox.
And Megabit's got his business face on, and nraseck grabbing a little quick water break. I think they both, to a certain degree, can be content with that half. I don't think nraseck believes that he deserves to be ahead. So being down only 1 goal is still anyone's game. And at the same time, for Megabit, he got the goal that he was looking for. He's looked very intimidating with his offensive style. Like you said, when he's building up, you just feel like he's going to create an opportunity.
Absolutely do. Megabit in the white and green, and nraseck in the red and blue. And it's nraseck getting the ball back. Wasn't the best touch, though, from Mbappe. Suffocating pressure from the center backs that Megabit is using, that mixture of Varane and Maldini. Now Neymar has the option out wide, and Messi, instead he goes center to Hullet. Back to Ronaldo, trying to find Hullet and Vieira, as he so often does, dropping back in between the two center backs and intercepting key balls to stop an opposition's attack. That's why Patrick Vieira's in the game. There's that future Mendy card who provides a little bit more offense. We've normally seen Marcelo, not here. Messi nearly had space to charge it on that incredible left foot of his.
It's interesting to see the game plan from nraseck. I definitely feel that he's looking to utilize those wings, and he wants to whip in crosses, and he hasn't been doing a great job of this thus far, but you can tell that it's definitely a priority for him in his build-up.
Megabit now with the through ball. to Messi. Little step over, trying to find the cross to the back post. Ronaldo hits it, but an impossibly tight angle. De Gea parries, and the Hullet follow-up nowhere near.
And he took that initial shot hoping for a rebound. And it was almost the curse of the commentator too. I said he's looking for the wing play. It hasn't been working. And he gets his first opportunity from across to the back post.
Great defending again from Maldini. Just the standing tackle to win the ball back. Hullet to Marcelo. Mbappe's got the pace. Little step over to create room, and then he finds Ronaldo, shifts out wide. Hullet. And there was always Neymar in the path between Hullet and Vieira. The pause by Megabit. He wants to change something. And nraseck knows this, and he wants to attack all out. Maybe he has the momentum now. Messi gets by one, doesn't get by Varane. Hullet now again. Varane, the pressure suffocating from nraseck on his compatriot Megabit. End-to-end action here in the quarterfinals of Xbox.
And nraseck's getting more aggressive in this half. You can see on the defensive end, his players, the line's a little bit higher, and he's going for more double teams and trying to force mistakes from Megabit. With that being said, the agenda is still wing play all day from nraseck on the offensive end.
Here's Megabit again, only the third Xbox player in 2 years to lose a cross-console final, but he does have a lengthy resume. He is one of the very few players to be signed by two football clubs. First Bochum in the second division of German football, and now Werder Bremen. Here's nraseck with Messi. Neymar. Absorbing contact from Marcelo, staying on his feet though, the balance helping there. Messi back to Neymar, trying to whip in the cross. He was actually going for a fake cross and looking to go to the outside, but it was read well by Megabit's defender.
And Megabit was very loyal. He stayed the entire season with Bochum before switching clubs, and I believe he's originally from there as well.
Yeah, Megabit's been trying to pause for 5 minutes, but the ball's been kept in play the entire time. There's the opening from Neymar, comes inside, near post, and the follow-up from Hullet. Schmeichel was not able to clear it, and Hullet puts it away. It's an easy finish, and the 2-0 from Megabit.
And like most Germans, they time finish everything. That's a tap-in. I'm not taking the chance of potentially mistiming that time finish, but Megabit doesn't matter. He's going to do it anyways. And that's been a consistent German trend, that they will time absolutely every shot. Tap in, open goal, does not matter. It'll be a time finish.
You saw the gaze there from Megabit. Almost seems like he's peering inside your soul and pulling out all of your vulnerabilities. He really has an intimidating look on his face, Mike. And that's what nraseck's going up against.
I've never heard Megabit described like that.
Well, now you have.
I think it's a fair description. You painted the picture. I see his face. I agree with you.
All right, then. We're in the second half. 2 legs. Xbox quarterfinal. Megabit ranked third in the Xbox rankings, and nraseck not too far behind in 6th, but it doesn't matter. It all goes out the window. As we've seen time and time again in this event, with some heavyweights already getting knocked out, like Stefano Pina.
And we see Conte being introduced as well, already making a difference in the midfield.
Varane, he had R9 breathing down his neck, and could have gone a lot worse for Megabit with no one back. Conte to Varane, quick pass to Vieira, just scanning his options. Messi, that give and go between him and Ramos, looking to work out as Messi has a bit of room. And he was just trying to find that run from Neymar, but well read by nraseck. You can see that these two players, they know each other very well, and a lot of times they can read what the other's planning to do. R9, beautiful through ball out wide to Pelé. And he just takes one touch too many.
Maybe he's feeling the pressure a little bit from nraseck here. It's very important that he does not go down a third goal. It might sound like a broken record, but it's just going to be a problem. At the same time, if he's able to get something late, even if it's not great, it definitely puts a little more pressure on Megabit. And Megabit's been in full control in this match, so he really hasn't felt any of the pressure just yet.
Well, I would buy your broken record, Mike LaBelle. Here's Hullet for nraseck. Vieira to Ronaldo, trying to turn around Marcelo, but the defending is brilliant. Megabit again, Eusebio. He does have a little bit of space now. CR7, now Messi, it's on his left. Eusebio, quick fire, but the goalkeeper shifted there. Well read, nraseck.
Incredible how early he anticipated. That was pass, 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 and he had already moved the goalkeeper. steps ahead. Credit to nraseck, big moment there. If nraseck's able to generate a comeback, we're going to look back in this game right here. That is a key moment in terms of his anticipation with that goalkeeper movement.
Vieira to Ramos, Varane, Maldini. Such a good back line. The two towers in the middle, and Varane and Maldini. Of course, that icon card, best center back in history. Do not at me. Also, not really a controversial opinion, so get over it.
I like that. The double correction.
Absolutely.
Let him know.
Rosic finds Hullet. He's got to run, and he looks to be onside. Mbappe, quick fire off the crossbar.
Unlucky.
Just in the upper 90, and it comes clanging off. That could have been exactly what nraseck needed, as Mendy just had to step on Eusebio. Megabit well reading there the situation, knew that nraseck had a lot of bodies forward, just trying to play the counterattack very quickly. That pass from Eusebio, and wow, we need a breather. Very intense despite not that many goals. What do you make of what we've seen so far, Mike?
Outside of the chance at the end, I felt that Megabit had his business face on, like you were saying, and he was focused. His plan worked. He was in complete control. Made a couple unforced errors towards the end, a couple error passes that I don't think nraseck necessarily earned some of those counterattacks. But at the same time, maybe Megabit felt a little bit of the pressure, or he was rushing his gameplay just a tad bit. But we're going to go into leg number 2. I'm expecting Megabit to not make any adjustments, but at the same time, I'm thinking nraseck is going to be much more aggressive.
Yeah, and when you look at the bracket, one of these two, Megabit or nraseck, they will have to face the winner of Tex or Felipe. So once you get to the semifinals of Xbox, you're going to lose a lot of those heavyweights. It's just a process of elimination. These good players will have to bow out.
That's not a problem. Both Megabit and nraseck have faced Tex, and they both welcome that opportunity.
See their
like
Tex
if you talk to them, they say, "Hey, I want to beat the best to be able to say I'm the best."
Absolutely, and they do have a good history as well. And nraseck in the round of 16 beat Bene. Does play for Wolfsburg's Academy esports team. Megabit putting a pounding on Extra. And as we mentioned, the winner does take on either Tex or Felipe. All the games going on simultaneously. What is going through the mind right now of Nicholas Rosic?
Definitely looks frustrated. He feels like he should have had that goal at the end. He worked hard to get in behind his defense and didn't get anything to show from it.
Formation changes, what would you go with if you need those goals? What's the best adjustment to make?
I don't think nraseck has to change formations, but I think that he might have to adjust his tactics. He was doing a lot more sitting back and looking to counter, especially countering through those wings. And I'm expecting him, maybe not from the jump, but at some point in this match, he's got to start introducing more double teams, more of that teammate contained type of pressure, and taking some more chances, maybe some slide tackles here and there, because he needs to create more of an onslaught of opportunities. He can't rely on just taking his chances as they come. He's going to have to start pushing that agenda.
And we talked to some of the best players to hear what their adjustments were when they were desperate in need of goals. It was yesterday that Tex told us when he switched to a 4-4-2, it helped him get the goals he needed to get a win in the Swiss stages.
And we're seeing the same stare here from your man, Megabit. I was expecting some sort of emotion. I think he took a picture. He took maybe a screenshot of the stats, and then he moved on to the next game. And he's not going to lose focus whatsoever. He knows it's going to be on the big stage. So he wants to rise to that occasion.
So the other games right now in the quarterfinals, Dossery up 4-1 over Dub. We have the Royal playing Kurt. And the winner of this one faces either Tex or Felipe. Every single game going on at the same time as we're trying to narrow the field as we head into the final day tomorrow. So much action yet to come. And here we go. It is a two-legged affair between Rogue and nraseck, the 6th-ranked player in Xbox against the 3rd-ranked player, both representing Germany. It's nraseck versus Megabit. Wherever you're watching from, we hope you are enjoying the FIFA 19 action. A 2-0 lead on aggregate from Megabit. That's the uphill task that nraseck is facing, and he needs to make some adjustments. There's nothing to lose now. You simply need those goals. And as Mike said, oftentimes a formation change helps, and also getting that defensive line higher up the pitch.
That's a change, like I said, that I'm expecting to see from nraseck. I don't know if he's going to activate it instantly. He might wait 15-20 minutes to get a vibe for the game a little bit, because 2 goals is not a big spread. In fact, it's a very dangerous lead. We've seen how quickly leads can disappear. especially some of the comebacks in the round before this. So it's important that nraseck just stays connected, stays focused, and make sure they didn't make any big mistakes. 3 goals versus 2 goals, big difference.
It is Megabit now in possession. CR7 always looking to get on the ball. Such a danger with those powerfully driven shots. But it's Kenny Lala who wins it back. Maybe the first time we have seen Kenny Lala used in that right back position. It's mostly been Sergio Ramos. At least that's what the current meta says. But then you see the top players in the world using others and you think, well, throw out that meta. It's whatever you want it to be, whatever works for your style of play. And Vieira with a lovely ball, and that is going in. It's a lovely first-time finish from Neymar. Right into the top corner. Beats the goalkeeper, and Megabit has made it 3-0 on aggregate in the Xbox quarterfinals. Is it finished for nraseck?
Well, this game is about the shift. There's no doubt about that. No denying that we're going to see changes from nraseck. And I'm expecting now a formation and a tactical adjustment because he has to bring the heat, and he needs to bring it right now. And we see no reaction, of course.
Well, he's not.
Megabit.
Yeah.
He's feeling good.
Emotionally, doesn't need to bring the heat. He has that poker face. Oh, there we go.
Smile.
A little sly smile. And for nraseck, he knows that this is going to be a monumental task, taking on a player that is considered as one of the most dedicated in Megabit. He did secure his first console win of the season at the last LQE4, beating Tex along the way, but did fall short to Stefano Pina in the cross-console final. Megabit, one of the players that is always expected to compete for absolutely every single event. Mentioned it earlier. One of the few players signed by 2 different professional esports clubs. Bochum in the Bundesliga 2 and now representing Werder Bremen. And nraseck representing Rogue. 3-0 aggregate. Megabit with the lead in the white and green kits of Werder Bremen. Here is nraseck. He desperately needs something to go his way. Every time he's gotten to the final third, the defensive Megabit has read almost every single pass or intended shot. Winning the ball back now in a pretty good position. nraseck has Mbappe just thinking about where to cross that ball in, but he's instantly closed down, so he has to retreat back to Hullet. Time for a shot, but elected not to. Vieira approaches. CR7, that is great wiggling to just free himself up and look for the next pass. Hullet. Mbappe, does he have a chance to shoot? No, he's closed down by Hullet. Maybe taking a bit too long with his decisions in the final third?
I think we need to credit how good Megabit's defense has been. We give him so many offensive praises, but we haven't talked about he makes every tackle, at least in this matchup. Everything's been picture perfect for the most part. Very few mistakes on the defensive end, great manual control of players, good steps. Everything's locked in right now.
CR7 to Vieira. And nraseck again bringing that higher line. Needs to get goals and fast. There's still plenty of time though. We've seen crazier comebacks in the FUT 19 Champions Cup here in Atlanta.
The way that Megabit's able to micromanage his players is very special in terms of some of the players switching, the double teams, and just knowing when and when not to basically drag somebody in or out of position.
Plenty of games happening simultaneously. We will have all those results for you after as we break down all the action. We are in the Xbox quarterfinals, looking to narrow the field as we head to the final day tomorrow. nraseck, everything he does seems to be telegraphed, and Megabit, almost like the FIFA version of Nostradamus, reading it all. Trying the ball over the top, knowing that nraseck's defense is higher up the pitch. There's going to be room for those balls over the top. Try to hit out on the counter.
And I just got an incoming text message that the text match is 1-1 right now.
Wow. Obviously, Tex the heavy favorite in that one. Now he'll be the favorite in absolutely every single match. He is the #1 ranked player on Xbox. 33rd minute, and nraseck looking for anything to go his way. Ronaldo's found room, near post. De Gea had a touch, and it wasn't enough for CR7. The trademark celebration, but more importantly, it breathes life for nraseck, who suddenly finds himself in it.
And megabit's not happy. He had 2-3 opportunities here to make that tackle, and he couldn't stop him.
Game on. 99 ranked, rated Team of the Year card, Ronaldo. Considered to be one of the best items in the game. Speaking of best items in the game, a lot of pros will tell you that they really enjoy playing with the Team of the Year, Mbappe. And you've seen that in, I think, every single lineup so far, the Paris Saint-Germain winger.
He's just so rapid, and then a lot of people don't think about it until you get to the pro level with the value of crossing. He's always a back post option.
Messi cutting it back inside. Didn't want to cross the ball in, and we haven't seen as many crosses in this game. It feels more traditional, old school game, keeping the ball on the ground.
That's true, and I would also say in the second half here, we've seen a megabit that's been a little bit less aggressive, a little more passive, a little more sit back, and he's absorbing some of that pressure and looking to counter.
Maldini with a brilliant interception on Messi.
Mateo just like
what I
ball
do,
digging.
of course I do, and what I do to watch those two go head to head in 2019. Greatest defender in history against arguably the greatest player in history. Hullet. Ronaldo, of course, CR7 fans right now absolutely triggered all over the streams. Ball over the top to Messi. He's going to look to cut it in. He crosses it to the far post on his right. And Schmeichel just had the slightest touch on it. And now it leads to this, a counterattack for nraseck. But again, that defense, great pressure from that Varane-Maldini tandem. And megabit defensively has been brilliant.
I can't agree more, and that was nearly on cue. We talked about, we haven't seen many crosses. We saw a back post cross, and Mbappe was challenging.
We have an update in the Tex quarter final to bring to you, and we will cut to that very shortly. Watch out here for megabit, a great chance for Ronaldo. He plays the ball out wide open, net goalkeeper's off his line, and he just sends it wide. That could have been the ending.
I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked that he went to drag that.